Derrick Henry, when he runs, when he builds up that head of steam, there are players who don't want to tackle him. And it's kind of creative in how they go about trying not to tackle. You just don't want to feel that. The Giants had Brandon Jacobs, who was probably similar size to Derrick Henry. What is that like, though, to have a physical presence like that where you feel like defensive players are going to go, oh, God, is this going to hurt when I tackle him?
Yeah, I love that you brought up Brandon, because he's the first guy I think about whenever I watch Derrick Henry. And it's funny because every week everybody wanted to try Brandon Jacobs. Oh, yeah, come on, big boy, bring it. I'm coming. You know, first quarter they're chatting. All of a sudden, the third quarter, you don't hear the chatter from the other side of the ball anymore. People are diving out of the way. They're trying to find a way. Oh, man, I missed my gap. All of a sudden, man, safeties don't want to insert in the second half. I wonder why that is. You see it week in and week out with Derrick Henry. Every single week, people say, well, we got to stop Derrick Henry. What are we going to do? Well, Dan, how many times have you said load the box or heard load the box? Bring 8 guys in the box. Guess what? Derrick Henry's faced more 8-man boxes this season than any running back in the game, and he's still getting it done. So he's wearing them out, and people don't want to come up and hit the guy. Brandon Jacobs, we used to tell him all the time, look, be patient in the first and second quarter. Everybody's going to they're going to come try to take your legs out. He used to wear these big oversized thigh pads like Earl Campbell because he knew guys are going to try to take him out low because they're not going up high. They don't want to go upstairs and get embarrassed. But by the third and fourth quarter, those dogs weren't barking at all. The one story that comes to mind is in 2008, we were kicking ass and taking names. And we started out 11-1. That was the most fun year I've ever had of playing football. And Brandon Jacobs was a huge part of it. Him, Bradshaw, and Derek Ward. We called them Earth, Wind, and Fire. But I'll never forget, we had rushed for 200 yards, I think, maybe 2 weeks in a row. And our next opponent was the Baltimore Ravens. And Ray Lewis came out on a Wednesday and said, well, they're not going to rush for 200 on us. Well, I'll be damned if we didn't bust that, you know what. And the first play of the game, Brandon Jacobs cut back, ran for 56 yards on the very first play of the game. And I've never talked so much trash in my life as an O-lineman as that game. But because people were talking about how we're going to stop him and slow him down, we were so motivated. And we wore everybody out that day. Jared Johnson, Ray, all of them. They didn't want any part of Brandon Jacobs.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.